Yeah, it's Netflix time. You already know what time it is. It's time for Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. So we started in this village with a chick by the name of Kora. She's out there farming crops and whatnot. Dude by the name of Gunner checks on her. And they all just have a civilized life on this unidentified planet. So everybody sits down in the village to have a festival or whatever like that because they found some meat. They haven't had no meat in probably like a couple months. Their best hunter is this dude by the name of Den. Now the village people try to get her wifed up with either Den or Gunner. The one that's really trying to convince her is this dude that acts like a grandfather to her. But the thing is, she really don't know what love is about because she's been fighting in war since she was like 9 years old. She pretty much can't even fathom a world with love in it. She's also got this friend by the name of Sam. She cool. So next day while they're doing their farming, all of a sudden this big ass ship comes. We're like, the fuck? Kora knows exactly what it's about. She starts bringing an alarm, whatever like that, trying to get everybody together in the town. Now the thing is, the ship has got these soldiers in it, right? Now Gunner has already tried to sell off some harvest and stuff like that to a couple of the people that are with the insurgents for like last year or some shit like that, right? Cora's trying to let them know, don't let the soldiers know about your harvest or whatever like that because they'll take every fucking thing. They don't care. But Gunner and Den believes if, you know what I'm saying, you give them a certain amount, whatever like that, then they'll feel like they need them. So that way, you know what I'm saying, they can keep harvesting and keep them alive. But Kora knows that's some bullshit. So anyway, the soldiers get off the ship and they're led by Admiral Atticus, right? This nigga's a problem. So he comes off as a guy, he's like, look, man, we need some food, and in exchange, we'll give you some riches or whatever like that. But I'm thinking to myself, there's nobody on this other place, part of the island, you know what I'm saying, to exchange money with. So, you know what I'm saying? So the money to them is basically worthless. So basically, the dude, Sindri is the elder that kind of runs the town, and he tells Atticus, he's like, look, man, we don't have that much for this, that, third. And then Gunner tells him, like, we have a little bit, you know what I'm saying, but blah, blah, blah. Bottom line, you think Atticus is going to make an example out of Gunner, but then he turns around and kills Sindri. We're like, what the fuck? So basically, Atticus tells Gunner and everybody, like, yo, harvest the crops or whatever like that. We'll be back in about 9 to 10 weeks. Because they basically want to take everything. So Dennis telling everybody to calm down. He's like, look, man, we basically going to just harvest these crops, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, basically they need us to get this, for food and stuff like that, and then they'll leave us alone. But Kora knows what's up. She's like, really? They just killed your head chief right in front of you. You think you outlive your useless name, I'm going to fucking kill you too? So Kora's at the point she's ready to dip, you know what I'm saying? Because she thinks the rest of the town is oblivious to the situation, but then the grandfather, or supposed grandfather, tried to talk to her, stuff like that. The thing is, this old guy found her in a ship, and if he didn't find her, she'd have been dead, right? But it still gets to a point where she's about to dip out, right? Then we see these soldiers picking on Sam. One of the soldiers is like, yo, chill out, man. This dude by the name of David. So when he seen Sam, he automatically, you thought they had a connection or something like that, right? He's trying to be respectful, but this other dude named Charles, he don't give a fuck. The soldiers start setting up shop, and then they also set up this robot. We're gonna call him J95. Now, the thing about these soldiers is because their actual king was killed. The king and queen were killed. And they're really supposed to act like they don't give a fuck about nobody else. They're just gonna take shit and keep popping, you know what I'm saying? Now, this particular robot used to be a fighter robot, but after the king was killed, it just lost all this motivation to actually fight back. Sam later on ends up talking to this robot, right? And the robot says he reminds her of Princess Issa. Talk about her in a minute. So we find out this group called the Bloodline Twins are the ones that killed the king and queen. I guess it's supposed to be some type of rebels from the resistance, you know what I'm saying? Rebel Moon. So anyway, it gets to later on that night, right? Cora's about to pack up and leave, whatever like that. Then the soldiers start messing with Sam again. And basically, they're going to take on this barn and have her way with it, whatever like that. David tries to stop it, but then he gets beat up. And then Kora hears this commotion. All of a sudden, she steps in. Then she grabs his axe and starts giving niggas the whiffling, and they fuck up all the goddamn soldiers. But this one general's got Sam threatening to kill her, whatever like that. Then all of a sudden, the freaking robot comes out of nowhere and ends up done dealing the soldier. So, you know, once Atticus finds out about this, you already know it's going to be some mayhem and all types of consequences and shit. So what she's going to do now is leave the village and take Gunner with her, you know what I'm saying? So now she's got to find this dude by the name of General Titan to get some soldiers with her to actually fight against this army. Now, why they didn't take Den? Because Den's got to protect the village, you know what I'm saying? He's the best hunter that they got in the village, so he's got to stay there. You know, just in case some shit pop off. So Kora and Gunner go to this, like, little bar area or whatever like that, basically to find out the whereabouts of General Titan. And some random dude gets captured by this mechanical thing and then gets dragged out. The guy that's getting dragged away is the guy that Gunner talked to last year about the food harvesting and stuff like that, selling it off to the people, whatever. It's like some type of metal contraption that like holds the body in place or whatever like that and glides off. This thing's gonna come back later, trust me. So they go in the bar and asking questions about General Titan or whatever like that. This one person tells them that he's at the Roma Polaks or something like that, someplace. This some pig dude comes out of nowhere and he wants to buy Gunner from Kora or whatever like that. He's like, he's not for sale. He tries to get handsy and Kora whips his ass. He's like, yo, get the fuck out of here with that shit. So they got some more information. All of a sudden, the pig guy comes back, and he comes back with a couple of dudes. He's like, man, y'all niggas about to get deaded. Kora looking like, sure you want to do that shit? Kora Gunner end up fucking them niggas up. Well, Gunner didn't do a whole lot because he's really just a farmer, but, you know, he does some things. Then pig guy gets up, almost gets the drop on Kora. All of a sudden, he gets done deal by this dude named Kai. You're like, who the heck is this? Kai's basically just a thief. He just tries to get off when people get more money. He saved them because they basically did him a favor. It's like, shit, I can get this money off these niggas. Because apparently he overheard the conversation going to Pollock's. He said, look, I got a ship, I can take you there. Because he saves Kora's life, we're like, all right, we with it, let's get it. Now we get on the ship, Kora and Gunnar, you know what I'm saying, they talking about it like that. We get some backstory from her. Turns out when she was 9 years old, her whole village got destroyed, the family got annihilated, everything. It was like 1,000 people just done deal dead. And the leader of this group is this dude by the name of Balasar. He led the group with an attempt to just murk niggas, just for combat. They ain't want no money and nothing like that. He just wanted to fuck niggas up. Kora's a little girl ran into Balasar. She almost killed this nigga, but ran out of bullets. But the thing is, he didn't decide to kill her. In fact, he decided to take her under his wing. And she ends up working for the army that killed her entire village. They tried to pair up with her lover, but then he got done deal dead as shit. And they basically, that army started killing off other niggas, you know what I'm saying? So now she's a part of the system because basically she didn't have a choice. So yeah, her background was all about beef. But she wanted Gunnar to know so he'll know exactly what she's getting himself into. So Kai's basically going to take her to get some legendary fighters before he gets to like this army of niggas or whatever like that, before he gets to Titan. So they go to find this dude by the name of Tarek. But apparently Tarek's been working for this dude and he's basically got paid off his debts, which was like $300,000. Which obviously they ain't got that kind of money. So, you know what I'm saying? The owner likes making bets. So he's like, check this out. If Tarek can ride this demon Pegasus thing or whatever like that, then he gets to go free. But if he can't, that means I can keep y'all in chains. Tarek is riding this crazy ass bird, he's free to go. But as he's leaving, his owner tries to control the bird or whatever that, he can't do it, and he gets done deal dead as shit. Now they go to this other planet, they're on the way to get this chick by the name of Nemesis. They're trying to get on the side, but she's got to fight this one thing off. Turns out this big ass spider that collects kids. She ain't trying to let this one child go, so she's like, fuck it, we gotta have beef. She ends up cutting this big ass spider up, done deal dead as shit, and then Nemesis joins the team. So while this is going on, Admiral Atticus gets some information about the Bloodline twins. Because he's the one that captured that guy in a contraption or whatever like that, right? So the guy tells him it was in orders from King Leviathan or whatever. Of course, they had to get the information. They killed him, done deal, did his shit. But the crazy thing is, they don't think they got enough information out of him. So they're going to use this like brain malfunction thing or whatever like that to try to see if they get more information out of the nigga after he's already dead. I'm like, can he even do that shit? They showed this one scene when he was in the bathtub and he had to put these plugs all over himself and his body, whatever like that. Then you see these big ass type of like slug creatures or whatever like that attached it to his body. You're like, what the fuck is this general? Who the fuck is Atticus? What is he about? He's even really a human. So after all this traveling, they finally get the Polacks and they get the General Titan. Titan is like a fucking drunkard or whatever like that. They try to clean him up and everything like that. The general was like, look, man. He's like, what do you want from me? All my comrades are dead, you know what I'm saying? He's just sitting there just waiting to die or whatever like that. Then Kora snaps him out of his funk and gets him back at a fight. Then they get back on the ship, we get some more backstory, right? Now apparently at one point in time, Kora was actually the bodyguard to Princess Issa. She would also have regular conversations with the king. Now the thing about Princess Issa, she had the power to turn things back to life. Yeah, this wolf gave her a dead bird one day or whatever like that. She held it in her arms, all of a sudden the bird came back to life. We're like, the fuck? Now I'm not sure if the princess is dead, I can't remember. I know the king and queen are dead though. So having General Titan with them gives them access to be able to come to King Leviathan or whatever like that, and to ask him about, you know, getting an army or whatever like that. And they're able to call this army that were led by the Bloodline twins. They're like the biggest part of the resistance. They're fighting against the mother world and all that shit. The only reason they're even willing to speak with them anyway is because of Gunnar, the way they had transactions with the food and stuff like that, helping out the soldiers. So Gunnar's really the key to all this shit happening, even though he's just a lowly farmer. So Kora ends up talking to Kai on the ship. Now, the thing is, Kai's got to drop off this, like, package or whatever like that, because if he doesn't do it on time, you know, these niggas get rustled, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And they basically needed him, too, to make this happen, because obviously if they didn't have a ship, they wouldn't be able to travel as far to do all this shit. So, yeah. So while they go into the rendezvous, Admiral Atticus or whatever like that meets up with King Leviathan or whatever like that, basically done deals his ass because he knows he's lying. I was like, oh, shit. He just wiped out the whole fucking area. He said, bottom line, we catch these rebels, we just gonna murk all them niggas. I think in between all this time, they still didn't find out about the village. Which is good in our heroes' part, because everybody else would have been dead as shit when you found that out. But I guess they technically do need them for the food, so there you go. So Kai and them, they make it to the spot, you know what I'm saying? They drop off these packages and whatnot. So of course sees this dude walking up on Kai, and they're like, wait a minute. This same dude was in the fucking bar. So she got this feeling like, man, something ain't right. Then the boxes turn to the little capture gadgets. They end up capturing everybody except for Gunnar. They just have him on the ground or whatever. I was like, what the fuck? This nigga Kai turned on niggas? Turns out Kai's gonna sell all these niggas at Atticus just so he can get some extra money now. He thinks he's gonna make a lot of money now. Why is this? Because a General Titan, they've been trying to capture him forever. He's a general. Because of Nemesis, she had sliced up 16 Gestapo officers on some goddamn Stiglo Hughley's Inglorious Bastard shit. Because they murked all of her children. So, you know, children shit. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to the thing with the spider and the children or whatever. Yeah. Turk, because we found out Turk was actually a prince in one of his countries. He controlled like a whole fucking nation at one point. And Kora, who actually goes by another name, and she's actually the most wanted person in the entire galaxy. I'll explain why about that in a minute too. So the reason why they didn't put Gunner in one of these contraptions, well, because one, he knows Gunner is not really a fighter like that. He's a farmer, whatever like that. But it's a bigger reason. Now, the way Atticus killed that guy to get the information, you gotta like put a plug in the gun, you gotta plug it into this back part, whatever like that, and you basically pull the trigger, shoot niggas, done deal, dead as shit, right? That's exactly what Kai wants Gunner to do to Kora. I'm like, yo. So it looks like he ain't got no choice, right? He's almost about to do it, but then he switches it up, turns it around, ends up killing Kai. I'm like, oh shit. He unlocks everybody out their contraptions, and the beef is on. Everybody got the Whiffling soldiers dying and shit. The soldiers that went with one of the bloodline twins because the other twin decided to told her to get out of there, and then he took half his men and all this other stuff. But bottom line is, he ends up sacrificing his life because somebody got this big ass gun that's like lighting up ships and shit. And he sacrificed his life to get that nigga, and then he got done deal that shit too, but it destroyed the whole fucking ship. Then Atticus, all the construction, you know what I'm saying? He falls on this little platform, whatever like that. Then all of a sudden, Kora falls on a platform too. It's like a small platform, yo. They got the epic beef at the Kora ends up knocking him off the platform. You think he done deal dead as shit, right? Find out Nemesis, Tarak, Titan, Gunner, and Kora, they all still alive. The Bloodline twin got done deal dead as shit, and a bunch of soldiers done deal dead as shit. They end up going back to their homeland. And then we see some soldiers, whatever like that, they pick up Atticus, right? And they put him in this like little tank or machine or whatever. They got all these neosurgeon things locked into him, whatever like that. And I'm thinking to myself, is he even really human? Because he had blood coming down from him, whatever like that. But then it's all it's like neuroscience and stuff like that. And in his mind, they transform him into a position where he's speaking one-on-one with Balasar. Turns out he runs all these niggas. He says he basically wants all the rebels wiped out except for his daughter. So he basically considers Kora like a daughter to him, whatever like that, right? I guess he's going to try to find some way to make a turn so she can get back to the side of what they're on. It's crazy. He said, basically, if you don't get it done, I'm going to execute your ass, whatever like that. Last thing you see, this nigga just wakes up out of the fucking thing. I'm like, yo, this nigga's still alive. Like, what the fuck? And that's part 1 for you. I can't wait to see part 2. Rebel Moon Part 1 on Netflix. Check it out.